Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the February 1st, 2022 new moon in Aquarius. Now, the new moon can be a time of new beginnings and starts. It's a time where one may discard what's frivolous and superfluous. What held you back previously may be eliminated. It could be a time of an abundance and surfeit of energy. You may feel very revived and rejuvenated, and being an Aquarius, it could emphasize energy that is very forward moving. Now, new moons can be introspective. What starts out with the new moon may end with the full moon. The new moon in Aquarius may start out as one being unobtrusive, doing something more group related, but may ultimately wind up with some notoriety and recognition at the time of the full moon in Leo, which will be February 16th. Now, another way this may manifest may be the start of loving humanity, doing something more on an environmental scale, which is Aquarius may lead to self-laud and lauding oneself to some degree, indicated by the full moon in Leo, again, which will occur on February 16, 2022. Now, there also may be a need for freedom and independence at the time of this new moon, which may complete with the recognition maybe of being more gregarious and extroverted, which is Leo. Now, for example, let's say, you have let's say the new moon in Aquarius takes place in one's fourth house. Perhaps there may have been freedom that was an independence that was inhibited, and one decides to be free, maybe of a confining home situation with one's family, if one is living under the parents' roof as an example. And then it could end with that full moon in Leo in the 10th house, where there could be more of a greater expression of being more gregarious and extroverted, which may be hard to suppress given it's in the 10th house. And so that is one way. It could be, it could be connected more with the public image and reputation too. The fact that would fall in the 10th house as an example. Now, another thing I want to talk about as far as this new moon in Aquarius goes. Now, new moons, this one can impact, new moons can impact all collectively, but especially people in this case with an Aquarius or Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Aquarius because it's in their own sign, and Cancer because the moon rules Cancer. Cancer can be exceptionally sensitive to all transits and phases of the moon. Now, this may figure, prominently, the reason why, the zodiac sign Cancer can be very moody, fickle, and temperamental, strongly because the moon does rule Cancer, and they're just, again, Cancer can be exceptionally sensitive to all transits and phases of the moon. Now, the energy may be intensified if this makes a conjunction to one's Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Now, another way this new moon in Aquarius transit may manifest, it could be a new beginning that could be associated with freedom, independence, simply being more progressive, pursuing one's future goals, aspirations, start of ingenuity, doing something non-conforming, or maybe it could be doing something group related. It may even be simply the start of a friendship for some, and some may begin to do something or things in general in a more unorthodox manner. Now, something interesting, this could also be the beginning of doing something computer related. Now, on this day in, I believe I'm saying this right, Baldwin, Missouri, there will be an event organized by Eventbrite. There will be a class for people to learn the fundamentals of computers, now including deleting files, browsing the internet, and how to keep your computer secure. Now, interestingly enough, the moon is associated with safety and security, and Aquarius is connected with computers. Now, this could be a very good day for people to become more learned in computers, since the energy level will be exorbitant, since this is on the day of the full moon, and it is a day also that it can be easier to embark on new beginnings because there's likely to have less distractions or diversions at this time in doing so. Now, however, the conjunction of this new moon to Saturn may modify this to some degree. Now, another thing about this, as far as this new moon in Aquarius goes. Now, some other things this might be expressed, might manifest in some people. Could be the start of an Aquarius profession, especially if it falls in what I would call one of the money houses, the 2nd, 6th, or 10th house in the natal chart. Let's say some may begin working in astrology or computers, something with new technology, electronics, aviation, meteorology, innovation, or it could even be an environmental position. Now, you may start something simply that you do independently, like your own business. Now, also too, it's important to look at the house this falls in your natal chart, as this, of course, could impact the delineation and interpretation. Now, this is going to fall in my 10th house. Now, this may be the start for me. Could be something associated, could be doing something different with an astrology career. It could be the start of gaining more of a reputation, perhaps of being selfless, altruistic, considerate, or even being a nonconformist. It's odd because I was talking to somebody recently. I said, you could just say, I'm a nonconformist. A lot of that is attributed to me having Aquarius on the midheaven. And it's that reputation for being a nonconformist, I believe. But anyway, now in some cases, though the new moon is generally auspicious, I believe for some it may be the start or like an onset of an Aquarius health-related issue. Since this is just a regular new moon, it's not an eclipse or a solar eclipse, or any kind of supermoon or anything like that. It's something that generally would be light, though, if something were to transpire, if it was the onset of a health-related issue. Now, and this would be especially true, I would believe, if it falls in the 1st or 6th house in the natal chart, because of course the 1st house is associated with the physical body. The 6th house is connected with health, physical health-related issues. Now, it could be the onset for some. It could be a problem with the ankles, the shins, the nerves, the calves, the lower legs, or circulation. Now, another example too, as far as a house this can fall in, how it may manifest. Now, let's say if it falls in, let's say the 5th house, for example. Now, it may manifest in the start of an unusual sport, such as underwater hockey or chess boxing, or might even be simply where one begins to start some kind of playing some new computer game. It may be the start for many of an Aquarius hobby, such as astrology, electronics, even model rocket building, computer repair, tech labs, or astronomy as some examples. Now, for some, it could be the start, of an internet connection. A love connection on the internet may result, a connection on the internet. Maybe it results in a romantic one ultimately. The 5th house is the house of romance. Now, also too, it's important to look at the aspects as mixed points in your chart, as of course this could impact this new moon's delineation and interpretation of how it may impact you. Now, this is going to make a loose inconjunct to my natal sun in Cancer. Now, inconjuncts in astrology can often be about adjustments. Now, this could simply manifest for me in that need, which is the moon, to move forward, which is Aquarius, perhaps in a career, which is the 10th house. Now, versus wanting to stay where I feel comfortable, and that's the zodiac sign Cancer. As far as general day-to-day communications go, and that's the 3rd house. Now, for me, it could be too much of one or the other. The case is perhaps to find some equilibrium and balance in the two for me. Now, it could also be expressed in that need, which is the moon, in terms of moving forward, which is Aquarius, versus wanting, which is the sun, to maybe stay in the past. which is the zodiac sign Cancer. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back, but anyway. Now also too, the transit new moon in Aquarius is also going to make a trine to my natal moon in Gemini. Now this could be an auspicious aspect for doing something with the public, which is the moon in astrology Aquarius, now in which could be career related, which is the 10th house, and also blending well, which is because it's making the trine to my natal moon Gemini, blending well with that emotionally, which is the moon to verbalize, to communicate, which is Gemini, and that could be for more personal gratification, which is the first house. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.